So we gonna get back on the battle uploading train, you feel me? My name is CoolStoryBrobat, and this is Narrated Showdown battle number 104. It's been a minute since I uploaded one of these, and I have amassed a large number of saved battles in my bookmarks, and I'm gonna focus on just putting those out. Those and some other videos of mine. I've decided I'm just gonna lessen my presence on Pokemon Showdown, and as you watch this battle, you're gonna see why. I've gotten real sick and tired of I've gotten real sick and tired of battling in general, and it's taking its toll on a bro, so I'm gonna just fall back and just go over some of these old replays I've had. A lot of them are fairly recent, a lot of them are like from December and everywhere in between. But anyway, this is a battle I had 6 days ago, February 4th. This is against notr0ady. This is on the ladder, the UU ladder, and it's sort of a reflection of the recent metagame. Salamence, Heracross, Pinsir and its Megastone, and Terrakion all dropped down from OU to UU, and it's been in chaos. At this time, Superior was allowed in UU. I felt like it wasn't ban worthy, but who am I, right? So at this time, Superior is in UU because it's on this team, obviously. And the team I'm using here, built around Dragon Dance, Salamence, Lumberry, Outrage, Earthquake, Iron Tail, fairly simple and straightforward. Pair it with Swords Dance, Heracross because he annihilates Stall, and he manages to get rid of some of Salamence's checks for me. Doublade, same deal. He helps me check Salamence that aren't mixed. He also helps me deal with like most variants of Terrakion. And I can't remember if Pinsir was legal during the time I made this team, but Doublade checks Pinsir too, so hey. Tentacruel, defensive Tentacruel, he's a rapid spin user, bulky water. He's also my Suicune check because he carries Haze, and yeah, enough to be said there. Mega Aerodactyl, my ace, my OG. I like Mega Aerodactyl, he's real good, and for this team he provides the Stealth Rock support. I wanted an offensive Stealth Rock user, but also something that, like, I don't know, I forget all the stuff that was going through my head when I made this team, but Mega Aerodactyl, he's good for it, he's a bro, I appreciate it. And lastly, Florges, especially defensive Florges, passes the wishes and stuff, helps keep Doublade and the others healthy. And it's also, I guess, another decent Salamence check. It doesn't hurt to have too many of those now, does it? Anyway, notr0ady's team here. His team looks pretty, what's the word I want to use? Like, I want to say it's threatening. His team is threatening because, he has, like, a lot of offensive threats. Like, there's, like, barely anything that's, like, outright defensive on his team besides, like, Florges. And even then, he could be using a calm mindset, so that's one thing to take into account. For me to get a Salamence sweep here, I would have to get rid of, I'd have to soften up Florges at least so they could get smacked by Iron Tail. But once Salamence gets to +1, it can really go in on his team. I had to soften up Cobaline because he's obviously a good Salamence check, and it's going to prevent me from spamming Outrage. However, it cannot take an Earthquake after I boosted. Blastoise could probably eat a +1 Outrage, so you got to soften him up a bit. Everything else is fair game, though, so I'm definitely feeling like I had the advantage here. Heracross and Doublade are good for softening up a team. Mega Aerodactyl on the same right. And, Tentacruel is pretty good at checking Cobaline. Kinda checks Blastoise, kinda checks Nidoqueen. And if he is Calm Mind Florges, then Tentacruel also puts a stop to that. And, yeah, I gotta watch out for Superior. Thankfully, I have a Mega Aerodactyl for it. That's also why I put Aerodactyl on the team, because he's able to outrun and murder Superior. And I'm gonna stop boring you guys to death. And let's begin. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what happens when you wish people luck. I didn't even wish this guy luck, but I'm gonna just show you what happens in this battle. Like I said, this is on the ladder, and yeah, let's go. He leads off with his Queen King, his Nidoqueen. I lead off with my Mega Aerodactyl. I run Aqua Tail because I'm an OG like that. And he makes a smart play and goes into his Blastoise just to scout whether I'm using Earthquake or Aqua Tail. He takes the hit, I go into my Florges, he makes the prediction, goes back out into his Nidoqueen. I go to Heracross. I can't really switch into Nidoqueen all too well. It's a big threat to me. But fortunately, Heracross does take it, activates Toxic Orb, uses Facade. I don't know how well Superior would have taken that, but it manages to not one-hit KO Superior, so that's unfortunate for me. He leaves Storms as I go into Doublade. Contrary, Superior is a freaking nuisance. I guess it's cool that he's banned. One less thing I gotta worry about. Shadow Sneak, it kills it off. He sends in his Blastoise. I go back into Florges. He Mega Evolves, uses Scald on me. Thankfully, I do not get burned. I go to Florges, and I predict to switch to Nidoqueen, so I double switch back out to my own Aerodactyl. He switches back out to his S rank, his Hydreigon, which is no longer S rank, Aqua Tail. I make a bold play here because I know none of his moves can one-hit KO me, and he's most likely going to U-turn if he's Scarf. So I decide I'm just going to stay in. I'm an Aerial Ace. It was a risk, but it was a calculated risk. He sends his Blastoise on the Aerial Ace, takes the Stone Edge, and KOs it. Thankfully, I don't miss. He sends in his Cobaline. I send in my Salamence to get the Intimidate off on him because I do run an Intimidate set. He actually surprises me because I've never seen a Life Orb Cobaline in UU. That's very rare. And especially with Stone Edge, this man was being huge. So fortunately, I'm able to take the Stone Edge as I set up a Dragon Dance, kill that thing off with Earthquake. I'm able to outrun the Scarf Hydreigon, smack it with an Outrage. Things are looking good for me so far. This is going to be a nice, easy, clean sweep. I Outrage again, even though he could have Moonblasted. He makes the foolish play of setting up a Calm Mind. I eat my Lumberry to cure myself of confusion, and I go for the Iron Tail, and I miss. Sweep averted. I miss. That Iron Tail was going to murder that thing. So I send a Heracross. I go for the Facade again because I have no other real move I can make. I can't knock off because that's not going to kill it. I didn't want to Swords Dance because he could have just Moonblasted and finished me off like I was expecting him to. But he decides he's just going to spam Synthesis to try to stall my Heracross out, which was the better play on his part. I send in Doublade, take the Moonblast to the face. I Swords Dance because I'm about to Gyro Ball this Florges. I'm about to clean it out the way real quick. Critical hit. Gyro Ball +2 would have killed this thing easily. And then once he sent the Nidoqueen, I could have Shadow Sneaked it and finished it off with Aerodactyl. But unfortunately, I succumbed to critical hits, so we have to go this way with it. And now, what is about to take place here is just going to be a really long Star War between Haze, Tentacruel, and Calm Mind Florges. The thing about Calm Mind Florges that is sort of his downfall is Synthesis only has 8 PP, so you know, like, in a situation like this, it's real easy for Florges to lose if it can't set up because it'll just run out of Synthesis. It'll eventually be unable to heal itself back up. So all I'm doing is just spamming Scald. I'm trying to get a burn on him. I finally do get this burn on him. He's Moonblasting me. No special attack drops. Even if he does get any, I'm not too worried about it because I'm only going to win this through the residual damage from the burn anyway. So yeah, he gets a critical hit on me, go figure. And it's just going to be pretty much Scald and Haze on my part and him alternating between Synthesis, Moonblast, and Calm Mind. He's actually not going to use Aromatherapy because it's pretty much going to cost him the offensive momentum, I guess you could say. If you even want to call it that, because he could just get burned right again and then he'll just be wasting extra turns. So he's going to try to get rid of my Tentacruel, but I'm just going to keep spamming Scald. I want to keep the pressure up on him. I want to force him to have to heal. Plus, I'm still healing with Black Sludge passively, so that means I'm getting my HP back as he has to stop to get his back. Right here, use Synthesis. Pretty easy to still play around this thing, I guess you could say. I'm using Scald still. He's using Moonblast. It's just going in circles, so on and so forth. Yeah, that was my phone going off. Like I said, it's really just... yeah, it's really just a long Star War. There's nothing really of interest going on here. This floor just almost goes down. He uses Synthesis here, and he catches me right here. He catches me because I use Haze. Oh no, it's not this turn. He uses Synthesis, goes back up to 100% as I use Haze. My Tentacruel is like healed back over half. I'm using Scald again. We're just gonna go out until one of us runs out of Synthesis or Scald. And pretty much, I see this is where he gets me here. He sets up a Calm Mind. I try to use Haze. He makes a switch and goes into his Nidoqueen. I still need Tentacruel in order to make sure that I can beat his Florges, so I send him my own Florges. My own Florges is pretty much useless to me because it's not going to do nothing to Nidoqueen, and his Florges just sets up on mine. So I sack this thing pretty much, get a free switch to my Aerodactyl, go for Aqua Tail. I hit it, but it doesn't kill him. I'm salty because that literally was a 50% chance to one-hit KO. And then he outspeeds my Tentacruel and kills me with an Earth Power. So I had to sit there and ask him after the battle, how much speed did you run on your Nidoqueen? Because I actually used enough speed on my Tentacruel to hit 242 speed to creep at him in Honchkrow. He said at first 242, and I got real pissed off because that would have meant I also just lost the speed tie that would have won me the game. But then he says 244. He said he creeped his Nidoqueen at 244. So I'm like, you know what, alright, I think I'm done here. And so after this battle, I just went to the gym and just called it a day. So yeah, the amount of luck here just slayed me. Like, The Iron Tail miss on Salamence, that was crucial because from there it would have just swept his entire team. He barely had any real answers to Salamence. The Iron Tail miss was unfortunate, but 75% accuracy, I guess you can't cry about it because that is pretty bad accuracy. But then, the freaking critical hit on Doublade, I think that really mattered. That really mattered a lot because, you know, obviously Florges would have died, and then I could have Shadow Sneaked his Nidoqueen, and then there would have been, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the Aqua Tail one-hit KOing the Nidoqueen, provided it didn't miss. But that's how it goes, I guess. Can't be salty about it. Good game, notr0ady. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, favorite. Stay tuned for the next battles. Thank you.